Welcome to Vlogtober episode 3, I think it is. So this week didn't quite go to plan. I had planned to do like a vlog style episode this week like I did last time, but it didn't quite work out like that. So I planned to film a bit behind the scenes when I was teaching. I've been teaching 3 half-day workshops this week over 2 days. I filmed like 16 seconds in one of them, so not very much. And then the rest of the time I just haven't really felt like filming. So instead I decided to focus on this blanket. So I have filmed a bit earlier in the week when I was trying to decide the layout of this blanket, and I went through a few different options before I settled on the final one. So I'm going to show you that, and this morning I've just filmed a tutorial for how to join this blanket, and that tutorial will be out when the pattern comes out, hopefully in November. One of the other reasons that this week kind of went a little bit pear-shaped is I'm finally over this cold I've had for the last nearly 2 weeks, 10 days. Finally over that, but instead I have a bit of a toothache. I had a routine dentist appointment this week anyway, thank goodness, and the day before, on Tuesday when I was teaching, I could feel my gums up here were very sore, and in the afternoon I've had a lot of abscesses and dental problems over the years. And on Tuesday afternoon I could just feel it, the tooth next to my front tooth. If I pushed it with my tongue, it just felt really sensitive. Now, I do take quite strong painkillers because I suffer from chronic pain, so that does tend to mask the pain for a few days. So normally by the time I realise I have an abscess, it's really bad. And I felt like it was coming on, and Tuesday I wasn't 100% sure. I was kind of like probably about 75% sure, and then I woke up Wednesday morning and I was like, yes, it's definitely an abscess. So I had a dentist appointment, routine checkup in the afternoon, thank goodness, and I'm having a root canal in 2 weeks, so that's not fun. But I think because of that I've not been sleeping great. It's been busy weeks. I have had 2 days of teaching, 2 half-day workshops on Tuesday and 1 half-day workshop on Thursday yesterday. I was really tired after the half-day yesterday. It was brioche. I had 8 ladies, 8 knitters for brioche knitting. They all did really well. They all got the hang of it. I was a little bit nervous about teaching brioche in 2.5 hours because brioche is not easy to get the hang of, but they all got hang of basic 2-colour brioche rib in 2.5 hours, which is brilliant because I've had people who've spent a whole day a lot of people who spent the whole day trying to get a hang of that. So I was really pleased with that. They all did really well. But I was quite tired afterwards. Not been sleeping great either, so that doesn't help. But that's why I haven't been vlogging this week. But I have done a little bit of filming about that, so I'm going to edit that together now and see what we end up with. This is the blanket that I made from my Botanical Yarns 2022 advent calendar. So 24 mini skeins, 20 grams each square is a mini skein, and I thought it would kind of end up like a shawl. So I have 4 rows and 6, so 4 that way, 6 that way. If I was going to do a shawl, I probably would have just wanted 3 and made it longer because it's a little bit short to be a shawl, I think. So if I wrap it around, oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, it will wrap around you, but it won't really, you can't really like fling it over too much. And I also thought with all this mix of colors, will I really wear that as a shawl? So, but it's not huge as a blanket. It will be fine for just throwing over my legs when I'm sitting in my chair knitting in the evening and it gets a bit chilly. It'll be perfect for that. So that's what I'm planning to keep it as. I will release this pattern. It will be out hopefully in November. My aim is to get it out before Advent season starts. I'm going to hopefully finish the pattern today and send it to my tech editor. So we'll see. But hopefully that will be out in November sometimes. I have a few things I've reduced. So for example, these Sour Palm yarns, which I absolutely love. Unfortunately, they haven't been hugely popular, but I really love them. They're 100% pure merino, I think. They have got 100% fine merino. They have 400 meters per 100 gram, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mini balls. So you can just start from one and knit around to the other one. I've got 3 of that colour left at the moment and 1 of that colour left at the moment. I think that's what it looks like. I think they're originally like 16.50 or 17.50 or something like that. I reduced them to £10 just to get rid of the last few. I may keep one of these ones for myself to knit a cow, but I haven't decided yet. But they're in the shop now. I have a few other things that are slightly reduced, and they're in the reduced section of the website. And please go and check it out. I'm also selling some samples on Depop. I'm going to list some more samples as well, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It was a job I was going to do over the summer and I didn't get around to it, so I've got to carry on with that in the next couple of weeks and get some more samples up because I'm having a big clear out. But do check out the website. October 23 gives you 15% off. I'll put all the details below this video as well. What I've done is started with the blue ones and then I've dotted the other ones around it. But because these two purple pink fades are very similar, I'm just not sure that I'm happy with it. Like, I think those two are too similar. What I could do is put the blue down the middle, then the purple either side, and then put these brown ones on one side. I kind of feel like I should use all of them. I'm also wondering whether this is going to be long enough. I was thinking a shawl, but this isn't that long for a shawl. Could also be a blanket. And if I do the fourth one, it's going to be a bit wide. Really like these colours. Less keen on these colours, especially the more brown. I don't know, they're not brown. Burgundy? To me, they feel brown. So I think I need to rethink this. This is another potential layout. So Vanessa came down and came up with another suggestion, which I wasn't that keen on. So I changed it around a bit. So this is my other suggestion. Is basically group of 4 from the same fade, another group of 4 from the same fade, 4 from the same fade, and 4 from the same fade. And then I have 4, 8. I have 2 left from each fade, kind of left over. So I've just put those on either end. Or do I just go with rows of 4? So rows of 6. 4 rows of 6. Okay, so this is the other option. Problem is, because that first fade and this fade is so similar in colour, although this one starts with a much darker colour, I think I've got them all in the right order, but I'm not sure. So I've just put them in order. Well, it was this one first, then this one, and then that one, and then that one, I think. I think I prefer them more mixed up, but this is the way that I can use all of them. This makes it quite wide that way, but not that long. But because there's only 6 of each fade, I think if I do, I think 3, a width of 3 would be quite a nice width for a shawl. But this could also be used as a lightweight blanket. And I could always knit an edging around it using a solid colour. If you had an advent calendar or mini skeins or leftovers and you wanted to make it bigger, you could, like into a blanket, for example, bedspread or something, you could use solid colour. I was thinking about using a solid pale grey colour to like dot in between these. Might do that at some point in the future, I don't know, but that'd be quite a big project. But because these are just squares, you can add or subtract as many as you want. Okay, excuse the fact that we got some bed linen drying there and some other stuff there. But I wanted to show you what my blanket now looks like. I laid it out again. What I've decided to do is go in fades of 3 and then randomly, well, not so randomly, split them up. Not 100% sure whether this will be the final version. The problem is that this fade and that fade is very similar. These 3 are very similar to those 3 up the top there. That is the problem, but I can't do anything about that. So I think this is going to be the final version. I need to actually put these away now because my father-in-law is coming for dinner tonight, so we need to eat at this table. It's basically been lying on here all week and it's Thursday today. When I made these blanket squares, I kept all the leftovers from each square except for 2 that what did I not keep them? Oh, I did those when we were in Scotland. I used them for design submission. So I got most of them in a Ziploc bag and I'm using them to join the squares. So started joining this one. I've just done a tiny bit there. And let's have a look. This one I've joined. I'm joining it using a slip stitch crochet. And I will do a full tutorial on that. But what I'm doing is I'm joining them in strips of 3. And then once I've done that, I'll decide on the final layout before I start joining them all together. I'm about to start filming a tutorial for how to join the squares on my blanket. So I thought I would show you what my setup is for filming tutorials. So I have this light. When I bought this, because it has a phone holder as well, I thought I'd be able to put my phone in there and then aim that down and film, but that just didn't work. So I use just this bit. The whole thing's a bit big and clunky, but anyway. And because this has a really short lead, I have to plug it into a battery. So I got this, had this for years, a really, really strong battery. And it lasts for months when I've charged it up. Takes ages to charge up, but it does last a long time. Got this mini tripod that I bought years ago, like a long, long time ago, from a photography shop in Loo, which is a nearby seaside town, and you can rise it up quite a bit higher, but this is the height I like to have it. And I basically pop my phone in there and then aim it down, and then I sit here and I basically have my arms around the camera, around the tripod, so like that. Then I'm trying to peek around the sides and look in my camera, which is up here. And sometimes this bit, I knock that into my head. I knock that with my head. So it's not the ideal setup, but it's the best I can do. So I'm going to show you, this tutorial won't be out till the pattern is up. I'll show you a little bit now. The other videos I released this week was on Tuesday. I released Vlogtober episode 2, where I shared a bit from behind the scenes at Three Bags Full last weekend and a few other things. Can't remember now. And yesterday I released, so I'm filming this on Friday. Yesterday, Thursday, I released my latest podcast episode where I mainly talk about what I've been knitting this week. So if you want to see what I've been knitting this week, do go and watch that. It's a slightly shorter episode than normal because I think trying to film podcast plus Vlogtober videos, I don't want to repeat the same footage in the different videos. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please ask below. If you would like this pattern, keep an eye on this channel, sign up to my newsletter. It will hopefully be out in November. I will announce it here when it's out. I'll announce it on social media, but the best way to make sure you don't miss out and also that you get a launch discount will be to sign up to my newsletter, which you can find a link below this video, or you can go to YarnAddict.co.uk and find a link there, and then you won't miss out, and you'll also make sure you get the launch discount. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Ask any questions if you have any, and I will link to the tutorial and the pattern when that comes out in November, and I hope you enjoyed today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. It's hugely helpful to a YouTube creator. If you give the video a thumbs up, it means it tells YouTube that you like my videos, and it also helps YouTube to show you similar content to what you like. So I would be very grateful if you could do that, and if you want to subscribe, I'd be very, very grateful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.